Yeah. What's good? This is your boy Tone DeShields II, joined by Symone Stanley, Lord Brunson. You guys are tuned into the Link Up. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the energy. Y'all know where our bodies be. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, the Link Up YouTube channel, that is. We know y'all subscribe to us individually, but we need y'all to subscribe to the collective. Subscribe to the Link Up YouTube channel. This thing is growing. Be a part of the community. You don't want to miss a live stream. You don't want to miss the content. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys are locked in. Not just here for a good time. Make sure you stay for a long time. We love guests. We love visitors, man. But we also love people who grow roots. So make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Symone, LB, we got some things to talk about, man. But first and foremost, LB, I need you to take that smile off your face. You're a little too excited right now.
I'm reading the comments. They ain't had hurt. I didn't know Ringo had this crazy fan base.
He didn't. Want to watch because people.
Alex ain't had hurt. You talking about some Coop got cooked today at safety? Does that mean Coop is going to just keeping that same energy?
Wait,
yeah,
I don't see that.
That's hurt. That's pain.
Because I don't see that.
It's at 12:05. That's pain.
Not the timestamp.
Yeah, timestamp central today. That's pain right there because Cooper Dejean don't even play safety. Cooper Dejean is a top 100 player at the nickel. Yeah, stop playing with Cooper, man. And you know, LB's discernment is top tier. It is, and so is my joy today. I'm happy. We all know Ringo been getting put through 7 stages of hell. We got to stop acting like we ain't see that. Since when is it bad to tell the truth? Since when is it bad to tell the truth? If somebody is getting walked religiously, pass interference, ain't that our obligation to tell the truth here?
Yeah.
I mean, it's our obligation to tell the truth. Some people want to say, well, let's give it time. Time mean about week 5. You know the type of people we play week 5? But before we get to week 5, no, we don't got time to give it time. I like the move, man.
So are you good with Howie again?
Yeah, because we did something.
Okay.
He did something. And it's the thing, it might not even work out, but he did something. Bringing in a 24-year-old with 4.3 speed, who had, first of all, JB, that's his name now. First of all, JB,
Black boy,
yeah,
JB.
black boy JB. You know what I mean? Island boy JB. He go about to put stuff on the island. We got a bay in the island now. First of all, if you look at his film, Keely Ringo don't got that film. He was drafted. He was taking the player before Keely Ringo in the same draft. Let's talk about this in its totality. Keely Ringo, he was 104. He was 104. Keely was 105.
That's poetic.
You see what I'm saying? He don't got the same film that Keely Ringo got, and I'll explain. When you look at some of Keely Ringo highlights, his film, his good plays, you know what I mean, at the outside corner position, it's in the preseason. It's probably 1 or 2 here and there in the regular season in meaningful minutes. This dude got pass breakups on Jamar Chase, JB, Black Boy JB. He got pass breakups on Jamar Chase. He got pass breakups on George Pickens. Damn near locked him down when he was matched up with him. You know what I mean? He got some crazy stats that Tone will pull up right now from guys that got 450 snaps or more. You know what I'm saying? He's up there. He has turned into an elite corner right before our eyes, but he just was on the Raiders. He was on the Raiders.
So,
go ahead.
So this is what we can do, right? Because LB definitely just start going crazy, man. My man just he ain't been here 24 hours. LB waxing poetic, but I like it though. I like the energy because here's the thing. The Philadelphia Eagles, they ultimately traded defensive tackle Thomas Booker IV for cornerback Quinyon Bennett with the Raiders, right? And first and foremost, I got to say, at first I was a little upset because I'm like, damn, I like Thomas Booker. That's a player I like, and that's a player I think is talented. But he's going to have an opportunity to get some real reps with the Raiders because they moved on from Christian Wilkins, Freaky Zeke.
Right.
They moved on from him. And now Thomas Booker's going to have a real opportunity to get some real high-quality reps, and maybe he can earn himself a long-term contract elsewhere. So Thomas Booker IV, although I want him here, and I liked him in this room, Thomas Booker is in a situation where he could definitely take his career to another level. So shout out to shout out to Thomas Booker.
T-Book.
The move says a few things, right? The move says a few things in my opinion. LB, you already brought up the fact that the Eagles traded drafted Ringo 1 pick behind Quinyon Bennett, right? So Quinyon Bennett was right there on the radar for the Philadelphia Eagles at cornerback because they chose cornerback right after he went. So he is clearly somebody that they've looked at, somebody that's been on their radar for a little while. So it tells me that. It also tells me that the Eagles are much higher on their defensive tackle group than maybe people thought as far as the depth and the talent, because you traded one of your high-quality depth pieces in Thomas Booker IV for this cornerback, who is very talented, by the way. Like LB said, we're going to get more into the weeds about that. But it speaks volumes about how he feels about Howie Roseman, that is. It speaks volumes about how he feels about the group. You got Jalen Carter, you got Jordan Davis, you got Moro Ojomo. Now you have Gabe Hall, right, who the Eagles are high on. Byron Young, who I've been high on, right? You also got Ty Robinson, a young guy who's probably going to be your DT4, right? Probably going to be rotating in and out with Moro Ojomo, Jalen Carter, and Jordan Davis, so on and so forth. Ty Robinson may be that backup nose tackle, but because that's the role Thomas Booker filled. Nonetheless, though, that's two things it says. So it says that they've been looking at him for a while because of the draft standing, the D tackle room, they're high on that room. But also the third thing it tells me is this cornerback 2 competition that we've been waxing poetic about, they have not been impressed with it. They've not been impressed with what Adoree Jackson's been doing. They haven't been impressed with what Kelee Ringo's doing. Vic Fangio said in his press conference yesterday that no one has clearly separated themselves in that competition. That speaks volumes, right? He says that he likes where they are, but the fact that no one has truly created distance means that they're clearly not where they want them to be as a group. And then I think they threw Eli Rick's name in there as well. So Eli Ricks is in a conversation a little bit. We'll see what that means. But them bringing in Quinyon Bennett clearly states that they're not fully satisfied with the way that competition is going. So, Symone, I'm curious to know what you think about the move itself, because, you know, we can listen to what they say, but their moves tell the true story.
Yeah, I'm just glad we got it done before the preseason game, giving Quinyon more time, more reps to get comfortable. And like you said, it's crazy that he was the pick right before Kelee, like, because all of Howie's moves is calculated. Like, we talking about Jair Alexander, we talking about Jalen Ramsey, like, but Howie had his eye on Quinyon if stuff didn't work out, because that was a guy they had already been looking at. That's a guy he's been wanting. That's a guy, Christian Parker probably been scouting. So I just love how everything they do is calculated. It's not just going and getting a certain name or going and getting somebody who's available. Like, they've probably had their eye on Quinyon if she didn't go right. But yeah, I'm feeling the same type of way about Thomas Booker. He was becoming a fan favorite, very good, triple platinum on, Eagles TikTok, a Hall of Famer on the mini mic, you know what I mean? Like, great personality. But yeah, we've been talking, like, this defensive tackle group has been one of the biggest, like, shining points from camp. So we knew we had a good group. Like, yesterday, Gabe Hall shining, making plays, Moro Ojomo being the star at camp. So we've seen that this defensive tackle group is ready, can go. So unfortunately for Thomas Booker, he was the odd man out in a competitive group. But I feel like overall we're gonna be fine. We had to trade somebody who had some value. Like, they wasn't just gonna take anybody, you know what I mean? They wanted somebody with some value. And Thomas Booker had that. But I'm excited. I'm really excited about Quinyon.
He one of them. I think he's going to be great with us, a great addition to us. The D tackle room, though, if you want to be for real, man, it's only probably about 3 of them guys that's going to be able to sustain the contract extension. You know what I mean? Like, you really keeping these guys. Go ahead. What'd you say, Tom?
Oh, no, I was about to say, when you say sustain the contract extension, what do you mean by that?
It's only about 3. It's only about 3 of them guys who are extendable. From a logistical standpoint, from a financial standpoint, you can't extend the whole DT room. So the odd man out is always going to be moved. You know what I mean? Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Moro Ajomo, those 3 guys might get a contract extension. You know what I'm saying? But Moro Ajomo might want to test the market with the way he's been playing lately. Ty
Yeah.
Robinson is on a rookie deal, so you don't got to worry about that from him right now. We got too many good players at the defensive tackle position, so it only made sense to cut the corners there.
Yeah.
I think Howie Roseman was extremely calculated in this particular draft because this shows me that we pay attention to the league. Oh, Christian Wilkinson's gone. They got a shortage there. Let me use their shortage against them to get what I need that I have a shortage in. You see what I'm saying? He couldn't really go for anything like, I think the Dolphins, like they lost the cornerback. You know what I mean? So the Dolphins will have to do the same thing. They will have to look for somewhere where there's a shortage to fill that cornerback spot, where they have more than enough resources at. We have more than enough resources at defensive tackle. We would never trade with the Dallas Cowboys, though, because they need defensive tackles as well. You know what I'm saying? So he went outside of the division, outside of the conference. Very, very calculated move by Howie
Very good
Roseman.
point.
You know what I mean? And let me go find somebody in a whole nother conference who needed D tackle. We got a slew of them. And let me get one of their young cornerbacks who runs a 4.3 with great tape out, bro. That's the big point about this. Usually when you get a player, you don't see no tape on him. You don't see no tape on him. This guy has tape. The proof is in the pudding that this guy can play. We don't even have to second guess it. We don't have to say we go see what he is. He is already better than Keely Ringo, bro. I just got to keep it a book. I'm not sitting here trying to make it seem like this dude is the next coming of Deion Sanders. He's better than Keely Ringo, though. He's better than Keely Ringo. And I got to interpret what they've been saying to be true at camp. If Vic Fangio is saying nobody took the reins and nobody took over, then it's not enough competition.
I think even though I'm pulling for Keely Ringo, but I'm pulling for Keely Ringo for a very specific reason. I'll explain that later, but I think you bring up a very good point. If no one is clearly separating themselves, I need more competition here. I need somebody to push somebody. I need somebody to be able to separate.
I'm not pulling for nobody to get starting minutes.
What I'm saying is me wanting Keely Ringo to be successful goes beyond just the player for me. It's more so about the financials. Well, I'll just say it because we're here, right? Keely Ringo currently on a rookie deal entering year 3, right? Jacorian Bennett also currently on a rookie deal entering year 3. I think Jacorian Bennett is 24. I think Ringo's like 23 or 24, something like that. I think they're around the same age, right? But nonetheless, both of these players drafted in 2023, entering year 3 of their current contracts. My main reason for wanting Keely Ringo to be successful comes from the idea that if he's successful, that means you'll have Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper Dejean, and Keely Ringo all on rookie deals, producing at the very least a starting Pro Bowl level, right? But given the circumstance that Jacorian Bennett is on the exact same contract as Ringo, drafted in the same round, only a pick ahead of him, drafted in the same exact draft, means that he has the exact same years left on his current contract. So what I'm trying to say is, regardless if it's Ringo, regardless if it's JB, my wanting for said player to be successful still stands, because even if it's JB, even if it's Ringo, the rookie deals make it more flexible for the Philadelphia Eagles to pay guys surrounding them, right? Because my whole position was I want to have a young, productive, cheap defense, if that makes sense. Because you got to pay Jalen Carter, you got to pay Jordan Davis. Who knows what they're going to do with Reed Blankenship, right? Nolan Smith contract's coming up. We all know Quinyon and Coop and JC, they could probably be your most expensive guys on the defensive side. So my whole mindset is, can I get high-level production from young players on rookie deals? How long can I sustain that? This is the perfect move, in my opinion, for Jacorian Bennett, because you got him 2 years at the very least cost control, instead of trying to sign a veteran who's probably going to demand more money on a yearly basis, and there's no real development that can happen there. So I just feel like Jacorian Bennett and Keely Ringo, I want them to win for the exact same reason, and that reason goes beyond them as people or as players. It goes towards the financials and the economics of the position itself. That's always been my position with Ringo. It's not about him as a person. It's about what his success means contractually and financially for the Eagles in the long term.
My position has been, it's either you could play or you can't. You know what I mean? Like I don't care how. I'm chasing a repeat.
Mhm.
I'm chasing a repeat. I
So-
gotta say it one more time. I'm chasing a repeat. If you had to ask me, would I sacrifice a player having to be gone next year because we repeated this year? I would absolutely do it.
Mhm.
I would absolutely do it. I don't want to keep these guys for life. They're not Pokemon. They
That's
need to
funny.
win. You know what I'm saying?
That
They
is
need,
hilarious.
they need to win right now. I understand who got to get paid. I understand whatever got to happen, bro. Folks need to win right. This is we ain't never had no window like this, y'all.
Bro,
We ain't never had no window like this.
sometimes
But
you even gotta let your Pokemon go for better Pokemon.
That is hilarious.
You only
Right.
can keep a max
I
amount.
see what you're
so
saying.
Sometimes you gotta let one go.
I see what you're saying, but it is a blessing in disguise that it worked out financially the way Tone is saying that it worked out. I will say this about him though: the tape is good, the speed is good, the physical attributes are good. He could jump too. He could jump out the gym. He hasn't played a full season. There has been some injuries right there. I think he played 10 games last year and 14 games the year before. So he played 24 games.
Yeah, he's played 24 games. He started in 11. Last year he was a more consistent starter, but to your point, the injury, he went on season-ending IR with the shoulder. So to people who feel like why would they get rid of a player of this caliber as far as talent? There has to be something wrong with him. Well, the thing that's been going on is the injury history, and clearly, what I've been hearing is Pete Carroll prefers his corner to have a little bit more size to him.
Yeah,
but regardless, though, I think 5'11" on this defense in particular, 5'11", 195, the way Vic Fangio deploys his corners and so on and so forth, I think that can work. And to add more credence to the fact that he's here to stimulate more competition at the CB2 spot, because I heard some people try to say, "Oh, no, he's going in the slot." I'm like, slow down, y'all. Slow down. You got to do your due diligence.
He's an outside corner.
He's an outside corner. He's in his 2-year NFL career, he's played 712 snaps at the outside corner spot and only 28 snaps in the slot. And even in college, 3 seasons at Maryland, he's played over 1,200 snaps on the outside and only 220 snaps in the slot. So this guy is an outside corner.
You want to know what makes this move that much more dangerous? My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, Symone. That he can cover, and our linebackers can now cover. Like everybody can cover now.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how many pass interferences he was called for with them starts. That's what I want to see.
Let me see if I can find out. You talking about Bennett, right?
Yep.
Okay.
But we talking about Ringo. Ringo wasn't even getting the reps.
But that's his. He couldn't get on the field. Bennett
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, we talking about, like, I'm not even talking about y'all. I'm talking about in the chat. Like, Ringo didn't even beat Adoree Jackson. Like, Bennett is taking Adoree Jackson's spot. Adoree already took Ringo's spot based off camp. Like, if we being real.
Yeah, honestly, bro, anytime they got to take the podium and say Eli Ricks is in the mix. Like, come on, bro. I don't even know where Eli Ricks was at last year.
Like,
anytime you got to take the podium and say his name is in the mix for a starting cornerback position, you don't have it. That's a weak spot on your defense, bro.
So I'm looking here. Let me pull up the career penalties for Jacorian Bennett for you guys. I got it right here. All right, let's see. All right, so these are the career penalties for Jacorian Bennett. Again, he's only been in the league for 2 seasons. He started in 11 games, and he's played in, I believe, what was the number we said? We said it's like 20-something games. I can't remember, but nonetheless, he started in 11 games, and in 2024, he accumulated 3 penalties. 2 of them were declined, though. 1 was accepted. So throughout his entire career, he has 5 accepted penalties. In 2023 and 2024 combined, they got declined here. So if they got declined, I mean, it didn't hurt you, but at the same time,
if they got declined, it still happened.
It still happened. It still happened. So he had 3 penalties in 2024, 2 pass interference, and 1 holding. Again, granted, he only started in 10 games. He played in 10 games, started in 7 of them in 2024. So depends how you want to look at it. Nonetheless, he's not a penalty machine. But we'll see. We'll see what that looks like going forward. Nonetheless, though, I like the move. I think we're all in agreement that it's a good move. It's a move that helps you. It's a move that clearly indicates that they need more at that CB2 spot in terms of competition. Now, look, we ultimately don't know how it's going to shake out in the end. But the reality is this move directly threatens Kelee Ringo's prospects of winning that role, and it directly threatens Adoree Jackson's prospects of probably making his roster, right? So, and then on top of that, I didn't even get into the Matt McWilliams. I think he makes this roster as well.
Yeah.
So this CB2 competition, it just got more exciting, more interesting. And Symone, you said something really key as well. They did it early enough where they can get enough reps with the guy competing for the spot. They didn't wait until after the second preseason game or after the third one. They did this before the first one. And likely we don't see him on Thursday because he just got here. But we're definitely going to see him for the second preseason game. That's what I think.
I'm weak because LB sent them screenshots to the group chat and nobody responded. Them Kelee Ringo group chat, them Kelee Ringo screenshots.
Right, nobody. I was just making sure y'all was aware.
We knew what you was doing.
That he was out there getting
you know, we saw them same tweets you saw.
Okay, I'm making sure because sometimes y'all be busy.
You know, we saw them same tweets.
I was looking at my phone, so I was like, let me send this to y'all real quick. So y'all can see that the file was getting fat. And this is what people don't understand. They're saying Kelee Ringo was never going to get minutes. He was never going to start over Slay or Rodgers. We know he was never going to start over them. But he didn't even get minutes, bro. For the most part, until somebody got hurt. He didn't even, you know what I mean? There was not even like a package for him. You know what I'm saying? Like if you good, if you're on the top of your game and all the corners is balling out, with Keelee's size, he's supposed to be the guy for goal line situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the only time we would see him on the field is when they went and dime. And that's not common. You go and dime when you're really like when it's like an obvious pass situation. But yeah, that's the only time.
Third and 18.
Yeah, 3rd and 18, or it's like a Hail Mary or something. You wouldn't really see him too much out there unless it was like and they had injuries left and right, but that wasn't the case. Yeah, man. Look, the move says
I thought he played well in preseason last year. Though. I was confused. I thought he beat Rodgers last year.
That's what I'm saying.
Much better this time last year than this time this year.
Right. So like we all like we thought he had a good training camp. We thought he had the better preseason performance, right? Now, granted, Fangio felt something different. Now, because Fangio felt something different in the way things turned out, I think that shifted people's perspective on Ringo, even though we didn't see too much film on him after that. Because my whole mindset was, well, I thought he won the job, so I'm not going to go crazy with my analysis of it, but it does mean something that he didn't win the job. So, you know, we got to trust Vic Fangio like we've been doing. And regardless of how it goes down, one thing we all know, and we say it all the time, the right people are going to be on the field. Like that's one thing that's not a question with Fangio and his team. The right guys are going to be in the football field. It is funny though that when Ringo's name came up in Fangio's press conference yesterday, one of the things he definitely was intentional about was he said, "Yeah, I don't think tackling is going to be a problem for Ringo. He could tackle. Tackling's not the issue." And it's so funny that with Quinyon Bennett, tackling can be an issue. So nonetheless, you pick your poison and you decide what evil you'd rather deal with. And I'd rather deal with a guy that can cover and struggles with tackling than a guy who could tackle but can't cover.
Because Slay wasn't no hit stick.
At all.
He was still locked down. He got bullied in the tackling.
But he was still locked down. Like he was smaller too, but
as soon as I said the boys were scared to tackle, I had DMs from all type of athletes. Santi Samuel, Slay. What you mean scared? What you mean scared? And Slay start tackling. You know what I mean? Slay start tackling, bro. And Slay got better at tackling too. Like that was the part of the game that developed.
Yeah, I think you hang around the young guys because if you think about it, you can make an argument that Slay was your worst. Let me not say worst. He was your weakest tackler in 2024. You can make an argument for that because Quinyon Mitchell, the stats indicate not just the tape, but the stats indicate that Quinyon Mitchell was one of your best tacklers on defense, especially at the cornerback spot. And that's the perfect exit. That's the perfect get off point to this next topic I want to talk about with you guys because Quinyon Mitchell was just named to the NFL top 100. he was ranked 49th overall as the 49th best player in the NFL by his peers. Now, remind you, Cooper Dejean was ranked 60th and Jordan Mailata was ranked 69th. But Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper Dejean in particular, they were two of the best tackling corners in football. And one stat that proves that, especially for Quinyon Mitchell, is the fact that it says here, Quinyon Mitchell allowed an average of 1.5 yards after the catch as the nearest defender in coverage, which was the fewest by any player with at least 30 targets. It says here Patrick Surtain was the next closest with 1.9 yards per catch allowed. So that tells you everything about his ability to tackle, his ability to close the distance. Quinyon Mitchell is one of those guys that even if you do catch the ball, you ain't getting freaky out there. You going to the ground.
You ain't going nowhere. Yeah.
You ain't going nowhere. And it actually shows up on the tape. So Quinyon Mitchell, he can cover man, he can press, he can play off the ball. You know, the zone. He can match receivers. He knows how to stay in phase. He knows how to make sure he turns his head so he doesn't get caught for the penalty. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper Dejean were very disciplined corners in 2024, and the tape and the stats show that. So, you know, what's your thoughts on Quinyon Mitchell, man, making the top 100, especially 49th, man? I mean, that's how I praise. And remember, he made the top 10 of ESPN's top 10 corners. He was ranked 9th. So, what's your thoughts on that?
It's the fact he just getting started. It's crazy, bro.
That part.
That's the scary part. Like, the way Quinyon has been looking at camp, like, he got top 3 potential this season. Like, even when AJ Brown was here, him and AJ Brown, giving AJ fits, AJ gone, tight on Devontae Smith, locking up Dejean. But it's like, obviously, the impact that he's had on this camp, like, and the fact that 1 and 2 are both in the top 100, cracking 60, cracking 50 is crazy.
It is crazy.
But I'm just so excited for Quinyon because this is just coming off his rookie year. Like, the potential is through the roof.
You know what's confusing to me? Like, all the little defensive player lists, Quinyon was like honorable mentions, but his peers are saying he's a top 50 guy in the league.
Mm-hmm.
His peers are saying he's a top 50 guy in the league. So, I mean, Quinyon Mitchell was the best corner in the NFC.
I agree with you 100%. I can't definitively say there's any corner that's better than him in the NFC. I stand on that. I like Devin Witherspoon. I like Tyreek Woolen. I like J.C. Horn, but I don't think they're definitively better than Quinyon Mitchell. I mean, his technique is flawless.
It's flawless. Like, I gotta really judge Quinyon Mitchell's second season. If he had the same second season, I gotta start looking at Patrick Surtain funny in the light. I'm like, because I'm like, is he on that level?
Slow. Okay, I'm about to say.
Why we got slow down?
Slow down, yo.
I don't care about what nobody talking about. I don't care about what none of my opinions make none of these people in this chat uncomfortable. I don't care, bro. If Quinyon Mitchell is locked down like that 2 straight years, you got to start talking about him different. Now, we comfortable saying he's the best in the NFC.
Yeah, I'm definitely comfortable saying that.
You know what I mean? Listen, I'm saying he could be on the same level. That's all I'm saying. He could be on the same level, bro.
You know, just keep in mind, you know, Surtain coming off of a defensive player of the year season. That's how I praise. And I'm not saying he can't get there. That's the one thing I'm not saying.
I don't like me personally. Me personally, here you go. It's the same dude. I keep seeing his message. Brandon Lewis. Were y'all Devin White truthers disappointed at all? He's saying that we the same people that said Devin White was going to win the job.
Wait, I
could for sure say that wasn't Tone.
See, I took that different.
I don't even remember what I said.
Yeah, because it wasn't me, but I took that different. I think he's talking to the chat. I think I read that.
No. He got another joint that was up here.
But why so spicy? That's my thing. Why so spicy this morning?
It's spicy because they're all Keely Ringo believers. You know what I mean? They're all they want. It has to crash and burn in the regular season for some people to understand you should have made a move. I don't operate like that. If I cough up blood one time, I'm going to the spittle. I'm not going to wait to see what happens. If the check engine light come on, I can still ride around, but I'm going to go get the car serviced. If it's an issue, let's get the issue addressed.
My thing is, we had to make a move. A move had to be made. We had to explore some options. We had to bring another option in the building. A new quarterback had to enter the villa. Okay. So that's where all of our excitement is coming from. Like they talking about y'all hyping up mid signings. No, we're excited.
Not the villa.
We excited because the two in-house options was not working. Was not working.
About it.
Somebody had to come in here. They had to bring somebody in here.
Y'all comfortable. Y'all comfortable, bro. We don't have a trophy no more.
It's a new way too far.
It's a new trophy to go get. Yeah, it's a new trophy to go get.
Yeah,
y'all comfortable reading these clips. This chat, some people in the chat comfortable reading what's happening to Buddy and nobody not doing nothing.
Yeah, I think it's important to just note that Vic, the tall tale, the standout thing is when Vic Fangio said no one is standing out, no one is creating distance. That's a problem.
Yeah.
That alone, we're not even going to talk about who's having good days and bad days. That right there, that statement tells me there's not enough competition. There's not enough being shown for anyone to show a distinction. So you need to throw a monkey wrench in there. You got to throw a grenade in there and see if somebody duck.
Right.
You got to do something to shake up that. You can't just be in this stalemate all training camp. You got to throw somebody in there that's going to offset that and potentially make one of them better. Or maybe the new guy comes in and takes over. You got to do something to shake that up. And I'm a person who's been pulling for the Keely Ringo success. You know, this coming from me. Y'all know me. I've been riding. So, like, the reality is, even I accept the move. I recognize the move, and quite frankly, because of JB's situation contractually, I'm not mad at the move at all. If he wins the job, that still works in my favor.
And we were saying early on, Tone, it was too early to call. Now the link ups happen once a week, meaning a lot happens between the link ups.
Yeah, like two or three practices happen between each one.
About four since last time. And the foul just kept getting thicker and thicker and thicker. The foul was so heavy, it said boom when it hit the desk.
Every time I posted, they didn't even want me to tweet about it, y'all. I'm like, bro, hey, he getting put through it today. They're like, oh, you hating, bro. What are you talking about? This is the facts. You act like I wish he start getting burned in practice so I could talk bad about him. No, he getting cooked, bro. It's somebody on our roster named Elijah Cooks, right? Wide receiver.
Yeah, I like Will. Yeah.
I don't even know him. He been dog walking Keely. I don't even know him. Taking slants to the house. They said he cooking. He cooking
everybody. To be fair, he cooking everybody.
He is cooking everybody. Elijah looks good, bro.
And then last year with the Devin White thing, it's fair to have that type of optimism about Devin White making the roster because Devin White was an all-pro. Y'all all had that type of optimism.
And
all-pro, Super Bowl champion, team captain,
all-pro Super Bowl champion, bro. And we were unsure. Nobody knew what Zach Bond was going to be. And we were all nervous about Nakobe Dean because Nakobe Dean was given bus. It was given like he might never have a good season for us because he can't stay healthy. Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean playing the way they played, bro. It was magical, bro. It was magical. Magical. People wanted Trotter Jr. to go in there. He wasn't ready.
It shifted the Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean's success completely shifted the way we see this defense. I know we talk about Cooper Dejean and those guys coming in, but Zach Bond, because remember, it's easy to have revisionist history, but the reality is
I hate it.
The Eagles went cheap again at that position. Let's not forget. Those guys, Devin White, Zach Bond. Remember they brought in the other dude, Julian Okoro, whatever his name is. They went cheap again. The only the difference is Zach Bond was a diamond in the rough. You know what I'm saying? Vic Fangio turned him into an all-pro. And, when it comes to Nakobe Dean, my whole position was I don't know if he's good. I don't know if he's bad. He can't stay healthy.
Right.
That's my whole
position.
What
my position was? I didn't want to see.
Oren Burks, forgot about him too. Yeah, like it was.
I didn't want to see.
They went cheap.
I didn't want to see if he was good or not. because it was taking too long. That was my position. Like I knew we had a chance to win the Super Bowl when we got Saquon Barkley, and now we have these. The biggest question marks for us last year was linebacker.
Yeah.
That was the biggest question marks for the Philadelphia Eagles last year was linebacker. How he went and did something about it, or he let Fangio say these are the guys that need to start and it worked in our favor. Listen, I don't got nothing personal against Keely Ringo, bro. But if you're not getting the job done, bro, what are we talking about, bro? We didn't hear Zach Bond and the Kobe Dean getting cooked in practice, and was still saying that they should be the guys. But Devin White was the one that couldn't hack it.
Well, to be fair, Kobe Dean, there was definitely talks of him getting sauced up by Kenny Gainwell last year.
In coverage.
Right?
I remember that.
Right, and Vic Fangio was open about the setbacks he had, right, in the press conferences. So there were moments, because keep in mind, there were definitely points where we kept saying, hold on, wait, Zach Bond and Devin White, they keep getting the first team reps, and Kobe keep mixing in. Right. And then when the season started, we were all expecting Devin White, and all of a sudden we get reports that Kobe Dean started, Devin White got an injury. Then another report came out saying, oh yeah, Kobe was going to be the starter no matter what. Devin White then had a good of a camp. I'm like, hold on, wait, that wasn't what was being told to us all training camp. That wasn't what was being told us at all.
We learned a lot. We learned a lot about
week one.
We learned a lot about our team during training camp last year. Vic was talking so highly about Zach Bond.
Yes.
We learned that we learned that what Vic say is the truth. We learned that last year.
Mm-hmm.
When Vic talk highly about you, then you gonna be worked into the game plans for Vic. Vic was talking. To this day, I don't think he's talked highly about anybody like the way he does Zach Bond.
I agree
on
with you.
the side of the ball.
I agree 100%.
He was talking extremely high about Zach Bond last year. It was like, oh, Zach Bond might not be here just to play special teams,
right?
Like he was doing. But you know, that's then and this is now, bro. I'm all about winning, bro. If Smitty wasn't playing good, bro, then like, bro, Jahan Dotson got to step up. We you know what I'm saying? It don't matter who it is for me, bro. But we got proven guys all over the field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to lose no sleep over a CB4 who we tried to give the opportunity, and it ain't panning out. Everybody can't go. Everybody can't go. I can't lose no sleep over Keely Ringo.
Yeah, I can't get mad.
Say his name like that.
I mean, he's right though. He's right though. Like,
but why did you have to say his name like that?
Because it's Keely Ringo. I understand we love our Philadelphia Eagles, bro. We love our Philadelphia Eagles. We love them. But what makes Keely Ringo exempt from saying why everybody so up in arms when we say he ain't playing?
You want to know what it is?
You have to say his name like that.
But you want to know what it is, Symone?
I don't know. I don't know why I did
that. But look, my thing is
it's
this,
the Georgia shit. Let's call it what it is. It's that Georgia shit. It's that whole Georgia conglomerate people want to hold together.
It's not even that, bro. Like I don't even think it's just the Georgia thing. I think it's just people get attached to these draftees. You know what I'm saying? People get attached to players that's been in the building. They feel like they've been waiting their turn. They feel like they're owed something because they've been waiting.
Come on, I promise you. If he didn't go to Georgia, I promise you. If he didn't go to Georgia, they wouldn't care. They would not care.
With other players, though, I feel like it's a common thing where it's like, oh, well, he's been waiting. It's his turn. We develop players. Don't just bring players in. Give them time to develop. Yada, yada, yada. But like LB said, and like we said last show, why would we second guess Vic Fangio? Like you said,
right?
Vic Fangio has never lied. If Ringo was ready, he would have said that. If Ringo was ready, we wouldn't have made this move. Like, y'all don't got to take our word for it or our opinion for it. The fact of the matter is, last night, Howie was up making a move.
Yeah.
They acted like this was our decision. The decision was made by the
How
you gonna argue with the facts? The fact of the matter is, the decision maker said we need somebody in here, and we get excited because what the decision makers did. So they mad because we excited about how we move. Since when we get mad?
Brandon Lewis. You want to talk about what did Fangio say? Go look it up, bro. look up what Fangio said. It's no clear-cut winner, bro.
Wait, speaking of Fangio, who was he talking about when he was like, he need to have more? He's made some plays, but he need to make some more. Was it Eli Ricks?
I think he was talking about, so to your point about that, they asked him about Ricks, they asked him about the cornerback composition in general, and he basically was saying that A, no one's really stood out. B, these guys, they have the talent. They can do it, but they need to be more consistent. And that's a real thing, right? He said, yeah, Rick's he could play, but not consistent enough. Oh yeah, Adore, he's had good days, but not consistent enough. Ringo, oh yeah, he could tackle. Oh yeah, he needs more reps, but not consistent enough. They haven't been consistent. And the thing about Ringo that's kind of been pissing me off, low key, that I haven't spoken much about, is that it's the same issue with him. And that issue is he's standing phase, he's standing in the hip pocket, but he's not turning his fucking head. Turn your head, look at the ball.
Yeah,
turn your head.
And that
tells me he's so afraid to get beat. He's so afraid to get beat. He's not turning his head. He's so afraid to take his eyes off of the receiver. He's not trusting his body that he where he's supposed to be at. That's a problem for me.
My man Herb been following me for years. That's not it. We just want to see what Ringo could do. Well, go to practice.
But what I'm saying is,
go to the practice, Herb, and go see what he can do. What do you mean?
See what he can do?
Because I don't want to see it on Sunday at 1:00.
The evaluators, the coaches, the GMs, the decision makers are seeing what he can do every day. They are seeing what he can do. And they said not enough. And they made a move. There are people who are seeing what he can and cannot do for the past years. And they made a decision. So it's like, why are we not trusting them on this move, but every other move? Oh, Howie vision, Howie yada, yada, yada. Oh, and Vic we trust, yada, 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 yada. But when it's a guy who they have been evaluating for years and consistently feel like it's not ready, because last draft we drafted 2 corners. Shoot, go back to snatching Isaiah Rodgers at the end of the season. Then the following year, drafting 2 corners. So they have consistently seen what he can and can't do, and consistently have made decisions based off what he can and can't do.
Bro, this is how much of a chance we gave him. We didn't keep Isaiah Rodgers. We could have afforded him. We could have afforded Isaiah Rodgers, bro, on a 2-year deal. That's how much of a chance we gave him, bro. Kay Robinson said something that's real prolific, I feel like. She said, Cowboys fans are like this. They fall in love with players no matter how bad they look. They will still defend them. There's no love lost with Keely Ringo right now, because you want to know why? He didn't cost us a game yet. If he cost us a game, y'all would be livid. Y'all act like y'all don't know who y'all are, bro. We trying to prevent y'all from basically hating the kid, bro. He is special teams ace. Let him get his bag being a special teams ace.
Yeah, like nobody's saying he getting cut tomorrow. Nobody's saying that. We saying that he just and again, like I always feel like I gotta preface this because people just don't be comprehending sometimes. They don't listen.
Do y'all want to see what Will Shipley can do?
I like Will Shipley actually, but nonetheless, it's a different conversation.
Yeah. I don't want to see what he could do.
That's a different
that's a different type of conversation. And matter of fact, I kind of like where you took that.
We've been balling, so
listen. To your point, LB, I like where you took that, because the reality is, we've beaten this cornerback conversation, down. They understand. They just don't want to understand. So, but you said something really key that I think is a real important topic we got to discuss. And that's the running back room, because we don't talk about it enough. We just assume things are going to be what they are, right? But Saquon is coming off of one of his most heaviest workload seasons of his career, probably the heaviest workload he's ever experienced as a football player, right? And I think that running back room, in particular, A.J. Dillon and Will Shipley, I think their success is so pivotal to Saquon Barkley's success. I think A.J. Dillon and Will Shipley have to be productive backups, have to be productive rotational pieces for Saquon Barkley in this offense if the Eagles' offense is going to do exactly what we expect it to do. Because, again, he had almost 500 touches, regular season and playoffs combined, Saquon Barkley in 2024. And his history says guys struggle with that follow-up season. Guys either have less production or completely don't even have good seasons whatsoever. So I think it's going to be important for the Eagles to kind of monitor Saquon Barkley throughout the season. But even more so, A.J. Dillon and Will Shipley have to become useful tools, useful players in this offense. I'm curious to know your thoughts about how Will Shipley and A.J. Dillon's success coincides with Saquon Barkley's success.
I think it's going to be difficult for Will Shipley because Saquon Barkley is an every down back. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes they got packages for guys. You got a different running back for third down when it's a passing situation. You can't take Saquon Barkley off the field, bro. You can't take him off the field because Saquon Barkley can pick up a blitz. He can go out for a pass. Saquon Barkley caught like 2 or 3 good touchdown passes last year. And he ran a route like a wide receiver. Saquon Barkley can jump. Saquon Barkley is just a freak of nature. I think more is on the shoulders of A.J. Dillon to perform in them pockets when Saquon need a breather. Because if A.J. Dillon is performing in a pocket and Saquon come out and A.J. rip an 8-yard one, are they going to feed him again? Then rip a 6. Oh, keep him in for the whole series now. Guys have to perform well enough to earn a series, not just a snap when he need a break. So guys really have to, you know, take each opportunity serious when, you know, backing up Saquon Barkley this year. And I think A.J. Dillon needs to be a man with his hair on fire every time he get in the game. He big as hell.
Yeah. Symone, what you think?
No, I agree with LB. Yeah. I think A.J. Dillon is the most important out of that group when it comes to alleviating Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, them short yardage situations, goal line situations. Like that's where, you know, that running back too could have that biggest impact. And I feel like that's A.J. Dillon. Yeah.
I agree. You know, it's one of those situations where, I mean, I think LB, you kind of touched on it, right? I think down and distance can definitely indicate who sees the field in various situations, like Dillon and Will Shipley. If it's a 3rd and long situation, obviously you want Saquon on the field at all times, right? But if it is a situation where he's not on the football field, you know, I think the situation will probably dictate who you see. But A.J. Dillon is definitely the most important one because you need A.J. Dillon to kind of absorb some of those hits that Saquon Barkley doesn't have to take. And again, you know, we're talking about a 17-game season and potentially a 20-game season if we're talking about playoffs and we're talking about getting the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed. So 20 to 21 games, you know, this is something that we really got to take into account that, you know, Saquon Barkley did something otherworldly last year. And I don't expect Saquon Barkley to put up those numbers again. I just don't. But if Saquon Barkley can still be who he is, but maybe A.J. Dillon, you know, takes on maybe 100 of those touches that he probably would have had, or 150, you know, however you want to bust it down between him and Will Shipley. I think Saquon Barkley, he's such a crucial part of this offense. You got to find ways to keep him healthy, effective, while also making sure you have a solid 1-2 or maybe a solid 1-2-3 punch with this running back room. This running back room really reminds me of that 2017 running back room when we had LeGarrette Blount, Jay Ajayi, and Corey Clement. You know, I think Will Shipley is that Corey Clement guy. I think Saquon Barkley is that Jay Ajayi type. Obviously, Saquon's better, but, you know, I think you guys get my point. And then LeGarrette Blount and A.J. Dillon is all those power backs. This running back room has a lot of versatility to it. So I think this running back room from a talent perspective is exactly where it's supposed to be. Guys just need to be productive enough to really take some pressure off Saquon because Kenny Gainwell, in my humble opinion, you know, I spoke about this last year that there was a stretch in the season where Kenny Gainwell's production was going to be so important because now we're getting to the final leg of the season. We need Saquon to be ready to go when the playoffs start. And I just never felt like Kenny Gainwell really took on as much of that workload that I would have liked. But I think A.J. Dillon and Will Shipley, they're talented enough and they're versatile enough in their skill set to be able to take some pressure off Saquon, especially coming off of that crazy season he had.
I don't know, man. The more and more I think about it, man, you got to give him 500 touches again.
He gonna die. He gonna die. What are you talking about?
The more I think about it, man. We extended him. You know what I'm saying? He was healthy the whole season. We just want a chip. Saquon Barkley got to get his, bro. I'm not trying to save him. I ain't trying to save him from nothing. He can handle it.
You ain't trying to save nobody.
Specimen. Nope.
I don't know.
I'm trying to win again. He's a physical specimen. I think that the 500 touches, I think, is a little more bloviated because there were some games where he didn't even really play in the fourth quarter, and guys had opportunities.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There were some times where guys did get opportunities, but Saquon Barkley, that's the guy that you use to ice the game. You know what I mean? That's the guy you use to ice the game. So it's like kind of like how you gonna take Saquon Barkley off the field and let Dillon try to ice the game? I don't know.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Situationally, obviously, But this overall workload, like I feel like he needs to have an overall less of a workload, but still in those situational moments,
This
he's
is what
still
I
got to
think.
go with Saquon.
He can't get 500 touches again. He just can't. Like I don't think that's feasible.
I'm with him. I'm with you, Tone.
I think he needs more receiving opportunities. I think some two-back sets can help us out with some more receiving opportunities. But 500 touches, bro, he had one of them seasons, bro. Why would you want to take touches away from a guy who anytime he could touch the ball, it could be a 60-yard house call?
Because that wear and tear, though, like, can he sustain that for another season?
Like it's never been done before, is what I'm saying. Like it's never been done.
We have to find out, but then we can find out in the worst way.
You can find out in the worst way if you lighten his workload. It's football.
No, I'm saying you don't. You know exactly what I'm trying to say, LB. So you know
that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's a normal. I don't think he's a normal back. I think he can handle it. I think he's a generational physical specimen. I think he's cut from Derrick Henry, from AP. I think he's cut from a certain.
And what does Derrick Henry average touches wise?
I don't know.
Tone on it. Tone said, you know that dude, or you know the lady on Criminal Minds? She be back there with all the computers.
Yeah, you funny, yo.
No, I need
another thing.
I need some information. She be like,
another thing too, though. Like Saquon Barkley really wasn't taking no crazy collisions, though.
I'm just saying.
But there were moments of the season where he got nicked up, like that Steelers game. He missed the whole quarter. You know what I'm saying?
I think he felt like on his wrist or something like that.
It was I think it was his wrist or his ankle, one or the other. It probably was the wrist.
All I'm saying is we need to. I'm not saying necessarily be conservative, but at the same time, we need to be mindful. We need to be mindful because that's a lot. That's a lot on the body. Back-to-back seasons.
Give him more breathers, man. Give him more breathers.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just give him a little bit. That's why I feel like we got like an AJ Dillon and like.
And again, we got this offensive line that can protect and block for anybody. Like we've seen, right? There's going to be stretches where you have to, especially if you're blowing a team out, right? If you cooking them, I'm not just going to have Saquon out there just taking on miles, right? If it's a situation where Saquon waves off and hey, I need a breather, hey, AJ Dillon, get in there. And like LB, you said, if AJ Dillon getting 5 yards there, 6 yards, 4 yards, you keep him in at the end of the day. You keep feeding the high hand. I think, again, those 500 touches that he had, well, it was really like 470 or 480 to be exact, but nonetheless, almost 500 touches. I'm not trying to limit his production in terms of how he affects the game. I'm just trying to be.
Barkley don't even run at practice for the most part, and during the season, he was coming to the facility with Crocs on. He was chilling. He was. Everybody else was working out, except they had like a no running situation for Saquon Barkley, the running back coach. We're just not going to run him, bro. We're not going to make him run.
Yeah,
he's different.
They extended him twice in a year. They gave him so Derrick Henry, Derrick Henry in 2020. So his biggest season, his most productive season was that 2,000-yard season in 2020, where he put up 397 touches in the regular season, and in 2020 he had 21 touches in the playoffs. So they didn't. And again, this speaks to the playoff run, right? The reason Saquon had that many touches because the playoff run went how it went, right? Mm-hmm. Derrick Henry in his 2,000-yard season, they didn't get out the first round. So he ended up having about 415 touches on that season. But I think the overall point is any running back who's eclipsed that 2,000-yard mark, whoever like Eddie George and all those guys, the following season, if not handled correctly, the bottom fell out on those guys. It's not an accident, and it's a consistent trend. Now, granted,
none of them guys had the offensive line we got, nor did they have a running back that could take the pressure off the running game like we got.
You mean
Jalen Hurts?
Quarterback.
Quarterback. Jalen Hurts opens things up. None of these guys had a Jalen Hurts. What's the name was running religiously against 8-man boxes? Derrick Henry, because Tannehill is not a threat to run the ball. Eddie George, he ran for 2,000. I think he might have had McNair, but McNair wasn't the type of threat that Jalen Hurts is. He was a little more mobile. Terrell Davis ran for 2,000 yards. Who was his quarterback? John Elway, not a threat to run the ball. So the wear and tear is different on some of these guys. Chris Johnson, I don't even know who his quarterback was. You know what I mean? The wear and tear is different on a couple of them guys, man. You literally have to make sure Jalen Hurts don't run the ball too. Saquon wasn't even getting touched on some of these touches till he was down the field 8 yards.
Right.
So I think it's a little different. You gotta run Saquon Barkley, bro. You ain't bring him here to you gotta,
We're not saying don't run him.
No, I get what you're.
We're not trying to run him to the ground.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to say.
We're not trying to run him to the ground.
Basically, you ain't trying to get him hurt. I get it.
Or not even just hurt, but
I'm not trying to. Yeah, I'm not trying to abuse
not even
it, right?
Like massive injury or like injury, but we trying to make sure he can be not worn down.
You want him fresh. You want him fresh in December. You want him fresh in December.
Yeah, I want him fresh every month, every week, because he been managed correctly each week.
I just think we got some talented running backs behind him.
I'm not trying to just wear the man to the ground, like.
Yes, and again, I just think we got some talented guys behind him that can really get some work done.
We're not the Giants. We don't have to do that. The Giants did that already.
Yeah. But I mean, to your point about that actually probably speaks more to our point. He got some unfortunate miles from the Giants put on him, right?
Right. That man got a lot of miles on that. He got a lot of miles on him.
Hey, all his life he had to fight.
Right. All his life.
They killed him dead, but they let him beat me.
That's why we went and got somebody like. We need to use the pieces that we added.
Yeah, we're gonna use them. The worst beating I think he took was in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs was on his ass. They like
in the Super Bowl. He had like 30 touches for like 90 yards.
That's like the worst beating that he took, but it was necessary.
Yeah, but nonetheless, though, I think overall, I think we all agree that at the end of the day, Saquon is going to get his. It's just a matter of how it looks, and with the way this offense is constructed. You don't need Saquon to be your end all be all, right? You know, there's so much talent, so much versatility on this offense at quarterback, at receiver, at tight end. You know, like there's so much you can get done. I just want us to be a more dynamic offense by, like LB said, right? Let's utilize some 21 personnel, right? Some 2 running back, 1 tight end sets. Let's get creative with how we deploy Saquon Barkley more in the passing game. Let's take the dynamics of the offense to another level, right? And Jay Johnson, if you're referring to the Super Bowl numbers, 25 touches, 52 yards, pull up the full numbers, right? He also had like 8 catches in the passing game for like 20, 30 something yards. So
don't play with the stat, man.
So I'm running my boy to the wheels fall off. The window wide open.
Stat, man.
Hey, if you was gonna run to the wheels fall off, don't extend.
Right.
Listen. They extended him many years beyond the original contract. I want that motherfucker to maximize that. I'm sorry. I want all that.
And if you want him to maximize it, he got to continue to be productive.
And nobody got to run the ball. Can't be productive.
And again, 2,000 yards that's the anomaly, right? Productive is even if he gets his 1,400 yards rushing, 300 yards receiving, he's still a hella productive running back. It may not be 2,000.
I'm cool with 1,400 yards this year. I'm so cool with that, bro. I am 100% cool with that. If Saquon could get me 1,400 rushing yards this year, and Dylan could get me 580, I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with that. I'm totally content with that.
I'm fine with that, bro. I'm fine with that. What I want to happen though, I want Jalen Hurts to throw for 4,000 passing yards this year. I want that so bad, just for him. I don't know why.
I could care less, bro. I could care less, honestly.
I could care less too, but
I don't think it's going to change nothing. Personally,
you saying just for him, but that's not even what he care about.
That's not what he care about.
So I'm saying that for him, that's for you. That's
I want it for him. I want it for him to show that he could do it.
Talk about on Twitter and these podcasts because
that's not it. That's not it. I want it for him because he's there. He's right there to doing it, but he missed a couple games every year. He missed a couple games. If he ain't missed no games in the did he miss any games?
He missed 2 games.
We started 10-1.
Listen, he would have did it. He would have did it in 2022 and 2023, but he missed in 2022. He missed 2 games. In the 2023, that offense completely bottomed out in the final 4 games. So he should have got 4,000 yards in 2023 easily, and he should have got it in 2022. But things happen the way they happen. So again, frankly, I could really care less because throwing for 4,000 yards and losing in the first round or the second round don't do nothing for my, for my GOAT talk. You know what I'm saying? That don't do nothing. That don't do nothing for me.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Jalen's career is going how Russell Wilson's career went so far, but at a better pace, at a faster pace. Russell Wilson can't run like he used to run. That will go before anything. Jalen will get way better at passing, but he won't be able to run the ball the way he used to run the ball. At some point, you're not going to be able to run. Like the athleticism goes away, and all you got is your arm. Jalen Hurts is miles ahead, I think, of what Russell Wilson was in throwing the ball. I think Jalen Hurts is a better passer than a lot of these guys. I think he's a better passer than Lamar. All of running, he's a way better passer than what Cam Newton was. So when Jalen Hurts is unable to run the way that he's running right now, he's still gonna be able to pass the ball. So I think the best passing is going to be yet to come for Jalen Hurts. The best passing numbers, I should say.
Yeah, Jalen, these are his career passing numbers. And again, I look at Jalen as a total football player. I don't just look at his passing when I think about his production. I think Jalen is one of the most productive football players in the league. And on top of that, it shows because people always want him in fantasy. So I just think it's funny how people like to complain about his level of production in the air or whatever it may be, but he on everybody fantasy football team as a starting quarterback because they know he get busy in multiple ways. So it's always funny how people like to nitpick about that. But yeah, you can see here, he should have had 4,000 yards twice in his career in back-to-back seasons. For obvious reasons, 2022, he missed 2 games, and in 2023, they couldn't do anything offensively. And I put that on everybody in 2023, in those final 4 games. But 2024 was arguably his most efficient season. For me, I'm looking at accuracy. I'm looking at yards per attempt. I'm looking at all those things. People try to say they don't trust him to throw the ball. He pushes the ball down the field. He's one of the best quarterbacks in terms of yards per attempt, accuracy, efficiency. He does he's the kind of player.
I think he got a top 3 deep ball. So pushing the ball down the field never been a problem.
I think he's the best deep ball thrower in the league. I don't care what nobody says. I'm taking him over anybody. The touch, the accuracy, to be able to put it where only your guy can get it. The moments where he's done. This motherfucker has thrown like 50, 60-yard bombs on 4th and 5, 4th and 3, 4th and 8. Like he's fearless. He's fearless. And like a guy that's doing that on a regular basis, you can't tell me that they don't trust him to throw the ball. Like case in point, that watched the Commanders game in the NFC Championship. It was, what was it, 4th and 5, right? And he just threw a bomb to AJ. And that's when the game just totally got out of hand for the Commanders. So regardless though, I think the Eagles team is in position talent-wise all the way around for everybody to get their numbers, and it's so funny how they say, oh yeah, AJ Hurts is holding back AJ and Smitty. AJ and Smitty have gotten their numbers every single year. Every single year. So, I don't really buy into that narrative either.
AJ career years, AJ wasn't never no all-pro with the Titans.
Tannehill, yeah, he wasn't.
He wasn't no all-pro with the Titans. All 3 of his all-pro seasons came with Jalen Hurts being his quarterback.
Exactly. So then when you look at his rushing production, Jalen is just
Jalen Hurts is productive. I think quarterbacks. I think you need to add quarterbacks' total yards. Honestly,
that's what I do.
I think you need to add the total yards, the rushing yards, and the passing yards. Because Jalen Hurts has accounted for over 4,000 yards total, multiple seasons.
Yeah, and over 30 touchdowns multiple times.
Bro. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah, but they'll try though. It is what it is. Ain't even really about nothing. I'm trying to think what else we got to tap into here. Super chats. Yeah, let's look at these super chats real quick. And then we can start to close the show out. Real quick, while I pull up these super chats though, what was your thoughts on Fangio's comments regarding Jahad Campbell's workload in camp? Basically they asked him, do you think that you guys are putting a lot on the rookie's plate early on? And he flat out said, yeah, we are putting a lot on his plate, but the days are disappearing. So we got to find out what he is right now. So I like it.
I love this Fangio, bro.
Right. Time is ticking. We got to get it all in. September 4th is less than a month away at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the Fangio mindset. Like, he be ready for war. He getting these dudes ready for war. And I love the fact that they're not, like, holding back. Like, one of the biggest upsides of Jihad was his versatility,
Mhm.
his ability to play multiple spots. So I'm just glad that, you know, they're taking advantage of that. If he's a quick learner, if he's a fast learner, then unload it.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's actually taking the exact same approach he did with Zach Bond. When Zach Bond got here, you know, they mentioned how, like, he mentioned we know he can rush the passer because Zach Bond was an edge rusher in college, off-ball linebacker. You know, that was his role. He couldn't really capitalize in that role with the Saints because of the depth they had there. They had a lot of veterans, guy they was paying a lot of money, DeMario Davis and Cam Jordan, so on and so forth, right? They got a lot of talent there, so he couldn't get on the field. But he gets to the Eagles, they know he can rush the passer. But then Fangio gets a hold of him and says, yeah, we're going to move him at inside linebacker. We're going to test his gangster there. We're going to find out how much he can handle at that point. And Fangio's taking the same exact approach with Jihad Campbell. He knows he can rush the passer. He's putting him at inside linebacker, overloading him with all the information, all the details, and seeing if he can handle it. And there's been many occasions in practice, especially with Bond being hurt and Nakobe Dean, where Jihad Campbell has been the green dot calling things on the football field next to Jeremiah Trotter Jr. And again, as much as we love Jihad, right? Trotter Jr. is not making it easy for him. I'm hearing Trotter Jr. is having a phenomenal camp. So we'll see how this thing go. But AJ Jones with the super chat, he says, I'm late. He says, I'm late AF. Question for the panel. Who was the first Philly dog to leave the Eagles this offseason? Dean, Ringo, or Davis?
We already know.
I don't think Ringo leaving this offseason. He got years left on his deal.
Well, this offseason, I don't think none of them are leaving this offseason.
I don't think he's talking about this offseason. I think he mean overall.
If I had to put my money on it, I think Nakobe Dean has the highest chances of leaving this team.
Yeah, because all the competition that's in here now.
Linebacker is loaded, and
it's loaded. It's loaded.
You got Jihad Campbell.
Trotter's going to take them snaps soon.
I understand Jihad Campbell. You know, Jihad Campbell's the first round pick. The measurables, the height, the size, the speed, the athleticism, everything. You know, the IQ. Like you want him to be your guy because it's just everything he can be at his best. But Jeremiah Trotter Jr., even though he's undersized, I'm just hearing that him and Jihad Campbell are wrecking shit in camp.
What separate the two to me is the coverage. Jihad Campbell really, really can cover.
Yeah.
But I think what separates it in Jeremiah Trotter's favor is his ability to recognize pass versus run consistently. That was the knock on kid. That was the knock on Campbell in college, coming out at least. That although he's talented, although he has everything you need, all the tools, sometimes he can get caught and lost in the wash and play action situations. So I think there are certain aspects of each guy's game that one guy is better at. But I think at their best, the peak of each player, I think Jihad Campbell has a higher peak, and that's the guy you want on the field. But Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is not going to make it easy for him, which I like. You know, he's going to push him. So,
yeah, I think out that group, it's got to be the Kobe Dean. It's just way too much competition right now.
Yeah, and Ringo has shown value on special teams. Davis, obviously, they picked up his options, so they clearly want to find some common ground with him contractually. Dean, he's coming off of an injury. The Eagles went heavy linebacker in his draft. They drafted Smile Mondon. They got Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who's young and thriving.
Wow,
they got Jihad Campbell.
Too.
You know, so and Smile has spoken highly of Nakobe. You know,
the new bulldog.
Yeah. Hey, listen, another bulldog at linebacker. Right. So you know, Nakobe might.
But yeah, they love Dean, but it's a situation where it's going to be put in a tough spot, and they've drafted so much at that position.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a case of, because they're like, oh, Vic loves Dean, but it's not going to be a situation where Dean might not have talent. It's just going to be a situation where talented, he could come back from injury, great, but the money and the young guys looking good too. It just could be a hard decision they have to make.
It's a numbers game right now. Yeah. And honestly, that's the best place you want to be in, if I'm being honest. It's a numbers game.
You get Dean for the low, though.
We can definitely get Dean for the low. That's a fact.
We could have got other dudes for the low we ain't keep.
Or Burke took a dirt deal.
Yeah,
I'm still mad about
there
that.
There were other dudes for the low we could have kept. So they penny pinching. That low could go to his low could go to somebody else's paycheck.
Yeah, I also think, to your point, LB, about Oren Burks, because he didn't take the biggest deal. I think Oren Burks went to a situation where he felt like, I could probably flip this to more money and be a starter. He probably knew I wasn't going to be a starter in Philly. So that's probably what that situation was. And let me ask you a question real quick before I read his next super chat. if Nakobe Dean doesn't get hurt in the playoffs and he finishes the season healthy and so on and so forth, do y'all think they draft Jahai Campbell?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
It was the best linebacker duo in the league last year.
Yeah.
Got you. I was just curious about that.
I think
Profit time.
I think Nakobe Dean get extended. Actually.
Ooh, interesting.
I think they get ahead of that because you can say you only did it once. I think they get ahead of that.
Right.
Just throw him something.
Yeah. And to your point earlier, right? He's coming off the injury. He's not going to be expensive. He doesn't have any leverage. He doesn't. So maybe the Eagles add one more year to his contract because I think he's in year 4. He's in year 4 right now. So this is the last year of his deal, right? He's in a contract year. So we'll see how that goes.
And then
Profit time.
We already had Trot.
Yep.
So we wouldn't have been if Dean was balling, we wouldn't have went and got another linebacker. I feel like. I mean, if Dean stayed healthy, I don't think we would have went and got another linebacker because we already had Trot. So we wouldn't have had Jahai too. Yeah,
maybe you draft one, but not as high as Campbell, right?
Yeah,
maybe,
but not as high as
because they took Symone down as well. So, but I think Vic Fangio been in the building, and also with the proof of concept with Zach Bond, I think that completely shifted Howie Roseman's respect towards the linebacker position because he was not respecting it for years. And I think what Vic Fangio did with that group and how important they were, completely shifted how Howie is going to build this team from now on. Vic Fangio has proof of concept with Zach Bond. If he did what he did with Zach Bond, what you think he'll do with Jahai Campbell? So,
right.
Profit Time says, do you see Justin Simmons in our future? And I know LB going to be there. Are y'all coming to the game? So Justin Simmons, he talking about week one. As far as Justin Simmons though, real quick, at this point, I don't even know, man, because Howie already pulled the first domino fell. So I can't even rule it out now. I just can't.
I think that's the next domino to fall. I'm gonna tell you why. From this camp today, I think Justin Simmons is on the horizon. Cooper Dejean out there playing safety. They're trying to find anything. They're trying to find somebody consistently that can, you know what I mean? Cooper Dejean is not the safety, man. We know he could play safety, but he's not the safety. I think Justin Simmons is the next domino to fall.
I would if we get Justin Simmons, bro, it's gonna go crazy. That's a wrap.
He had a good season last year too. Wasn't bad.
That's a wrap. But yeah, you already know.
He was just wearing an Eagle shirt the other day.
And he already been saying, like, I would link back up with Vic. I already know. I'm already familiar. Like, I'm already steps ahead. If we get Justin Simmons, scary out.
Number one defense again.
Right.
Yeah, because look, they got Dejean. They've been playing with him at safety and base, right? But the statistics tell you that, and Vic Fangio was open about this. They didn't spend too much time in base in 2024. They rarely was in it. So we're going to see Dejean in the slot most of the time. But I think when they are in base, Fangio's mindset is I want to still have the best players on the football field. I want to have the best combination of DBs I can. Combination. And that's where Dejean comes in. And he also was open about this. He said, yeah, we're testing Dejean at safety, but we ain't really test him, because we ain't really had opportunities to really do it. The offense has been in 11 personnel most of the time in training camp. So we really haven't been able to challenge him at that position. We just been putting him there to see how it looks and how he moves, but he knows he can do it, but we haven't challenged him yet. So maybe that's why, we're seeing what we're seeing now. Because I think somebody said Dejean got burnt at safety, whatever it is recently. I think somebody said that earlier, but regardless though, regardless though, I think the best players on the football field, the best players will be on the football field. And, if they do get Justin Simmons, hey, I at this point, I ain't even tripping no more, man. It's no feelings involved. It's about getting the best product out there. And as far as week one, I'm not going to be there.
Week one going to be a movie, birthday. Oh, 1 month till my birthday.
Mm-hmm. Would you turn at 26?
September 5th, 28.
28. Oh, look at the baby. Let's see here.
Got to get LB to do some TikTok.
Where the next super chat at? Let me see.
I'm not dancing.
I ain't dancing.
The Grinch. Y'all hear the Grinch?
Where is this other super chat? Where are you?
You would do that dumbass dance on
all right.
I hate the dance so
we
much.
Need to do that.
I do too. I hate all that stuff.
Which one are you talking about, Tom?
Listen, bro, I hate all that shit.
The little joint where they act like they eating. Every time I see it, I just
You talking about this?
I hate it,
bro.
Don't do it.
Bro. I hate all them TikTok. I hate TikTok dances. I hate it.
Something.
Zamir Jefferson with a super chat says, "Do you think Jahai Campbell will be the clear-cut favorite to start Week 1 against Dallas?"
Yeah,
clear-cut is the operative words. I think he ends up being that guy. I don't know if it's clear-cut because of the way Jeremiah Trotter's playing, but I think that's their plan. I think that's their plan. I don't think it's clear-cut though.
I think Trotter gonna get some valuable minutes this year, but he's not gonna start over Campbell. I think Campbell gonna have like 9 tackles Week 1.
It come down to trust, and I think them giving Jahai Campbell the keys right now is showing that they trust him and they testing him. So again, man, I think Jahai Campbell will be the starter Week 1, but clear cut, I don't know. I think Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is going to give them something to think about, which is why I say it's not clear cut. But agree to disagree. It's all good. Thank you, Zamir, for your super chat, my man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Super chat.
All right, let's see what else we got here.
Thank you. They sound like unks. Thank you, Mike.
You go out there. You go out there, and I didn't even want to disrespect you, bro. I ain't gonna say it.
Yo, I got called unk for the first time not too long ago. I was like, what? I got called unk like 2 weeks ago. I was sick.
You go out there and pop, lock, and drop it on Cam, man.
We gonna get you to do something. I'm gonna come up with something.
You will never get me to do that.
I never even said dance. I said a TikTok.
Oh, I do a TikTok. You already know. Did I do a TikTok last year? People want to know your opinion on this, Symone. They want to know is Jaden Daniels' mom weird for all the stuff? Like it's like a little video came out.
I saw that compilation.
Down, man. I took my little opinion down on it. Man.
I saw what you said though.
People like you don't love you can tell your mom don't love you.
I haven't been keeping up. I haven't seen none of the new stuff.
I stopped caring, man. I just stopped caring.
His mom shopping, man.
But it's just the way it be looking, right? It be looking funny, don't it? It
look like that's his lady, bro. If we keeping it a bean, we gotta keep it tall. Look like that's his lady. I ain't never seen him with no oils, but I always seen him with his mom.
Oh man,
I didn't see no videos or nothing.
Yeah, I saw a brief.
I don't know if it's weird or not, bro. And that's the thing. You like T. Morant be always with his son at the games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we ain't gonna make nothing much of it, man. It just looked funny because of the way she's been carried. Because the way she's been carrying it. If she was just chill, funny. Low key, we probably wouldn't think too much about it. But it's the way she carries it. You feel what I'm saying?
It's definitely funny. It's funny for sure. I don't lie. It's funny.
It looked funny in the light, but nonetheless, though. Hey, listen, love on your son because my mom love me too. My mom, my biggest fan, so I can't even front.
Mamas be like, obviously, I have a different perspective, like mom, daughter, than mom, son. But mamas be invested.
Yeah, my mom invested in this shit.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing better than a mom. You know what I'm saying?
My mom at my house right now.
My mom
right now.
I was just on the phone with my mom a couple of days ago. She like, hey, listen, I ain't see you in a few months. I'll be in Texas in about a month or two. I'm like, oh my God, all right. I feel like I just saw you. Like, so
my mom house right now. I had to get the guest bedroom ready.
Bro, all that guest bedroom. Make sure you got all her favorite things.
Bro, every morning before I leave out, I had to because I don't drink coffee. My mom drinks coffee. I had to make sure I had the coffee right. I'm like, all right, I'm gone.
Man. Unstable Air with the super chat says AJ Brown will also complain that we running too much and it's taken away from all his all-pro stats. So you got to consider that perspective. AJ is an all-pro no matter what, man. Like he's a 3-time all-pro in back-to-back seasons.
He was all-pro last year?
Yeah, he was an all-pro. Second team. He made second team all-pro.
Damn, man, that was on a down year, location.
On a down year. On a down year. So yeah, I ain't even worried about that. AJ gonna get his no matter what because that connection between him and Jalen is bar none. All right, we got another super chat here about War. Our guy War with the $4.99. He says they didn't give Saquon that money not to run the hell out of him again. And reporters are saying Saquon workload might not cut back like we think.
No, they say he working in practice this year. And camp, they working him.
Look, man, I'm not trying to rob the dude of his production. I'm not. I'm just trying to. I just think you can become a way more dynamic offense if AJ Dillon becomes just as much a threat, or even just 75% of the threat Saquon is. I mean, it'd be hard. My thing is, I don't want the running back production to dip or even become a weakness when Saquon's not on the field. That's why I think it's important to get those guys like A.J. Dillon and maybe Will Shipley to be productive as well. So, again, I'm not trying to rob Saquon of being productive. I know why you pay a guy like that, because you want him to be a focal point in your offense. But at the same time, when A.J. Dillon's on the football field, or when he does get a chance to get on the football field, if he's eating 5 yards, 6 yards, hey, let Saquon get his rest. Take advantage of the opportunities when A.J. Dillon is cooking. Take advantage of those opportunities to take shots off Saquon. That's it. I know Saquon gonna get 350 plus, maybe 400 plus touches. I know that. But if I can trade off some of those touches and keep Saquon ready to go when the playoffs come, I would gladly do that. But it has to be within reason. I don't want to just take Saquon off the field for just to take him off. It got to be within reason, obviously. So let's see here. We got another super chat. Make sure I got this. All right, here we are. Unstable Eric back again. Says LB Hurts can throw for 5,000, and them folks will go back to old reliable. Look at the team around him. I just want to see him holding them 2 trophies at the end of the season, cheesing from ear to ear again. I think basically what he's saying is it don't matter what he do, they still gonna feel how they feel about him. So that's my mindset. It don't matter if he threw for 4,000. If they don't make it to the Super Bowl or win it again. Oh yeah,
could win the Super Bowl.
I just like that he has given me the opportunity to talk so much trash and list off all the things and check them off. He did that. But winning the Super Bowl is the most important thing. Repeating this season is the most important thing, because if you repeat, then you could say we're a dynasty. If one of the handful of teams that repeated.
I agree with you. And if you repeat, who give a fuck about 4,000 passing yards?
I don't care about nothing.
That don't say nothing to me about his legacy. The legacy is in the sustained winning, sustained success. You know what I mean? Like, but again, now if he throw for 4,000 and still do what he do in the playoffs, hey, that's even better. But it's just, my thing is, I'm not in the business of trying to force feed passing yards just so we can prove a point to these people who don't really matter.
Mm-hmm. And the point is,
Bubba, put it in the super chat. I'll read it.
Yeah, and also
the point is never going to be proven because they don't want to.
Yeah, and also keep in mind, he's not throwing for them yards because the Eagles are winning. When you're winning, you're not just throwing the ball. It's just that, like, when you're the reason Hurts had a lot of them yards in 2023 is because the Eagles were in a lot of comeback. They had to come back a lot in a lot of them games. So, I'm not paying those passing yards no mind. At the end of the day, they still feel how they feel about them, and it's a shame because Jalen Hurts' story, they need to be focusing more on where he came from and where he is now versus on comparing him to the next man. Like, Jalen Hurts' career trajectory is something it's something to marvel at. Jay Johnson with the super chat says, "Love the show. I listen collectively and individually on all three. Any advice for a new creator starting soon? Go Birds. Love from New Orleans." Hey, shout out to New Orleans, man. I was just in New Orleans a couple weeks ago. I love it down there, man. Can't wait to go back. But as far as advice for a new creator, consistency. That's my main thing. Listen, fuck what you're talking about. If you're not consistent, it don't matter. So, be you, be consistent, show up every day, and do you, because at the end of the day, people gonna see you, and people got a lot of options out there. I speak about it all the time. People got options. There's so many content creators doing great things, right, in all the different spaces. You just got to make sure that you're consistent and you're a reliable place for people to land, no matter what's going on. And eventually, people gonna stick around. So consistency, that's my main thing to you, bro. Be consistent.
Love it. But yeah, pretty much. Consistency and, like you said, being yourself.
Yeah, and network.
That's the only thing that separates you from another person is yourself. Like,
yeah, that's the only thing, right? Don't try to mimic what you see. Now granted, when you first start doing something, you're always mimicking your favorite when you first start doing something. But eventually, you got to start to carve out your own voice and your own personality. And like someone said, the only thing that separates you from somebody else is you being you. Not trying to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to just be who you are. Bring your personality. Bring who I am on this camera. I promise y'all, this is me in real life. My family will tell you, like, I'm passionate. I talk shit. I'm brazen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get a little emotional sometimes. This is me in real life. So I just try to bring it to the screen.
What?
I heard crackhead, bro. That's all I heard.
Right. No, you got to be yourself though, man. And this is what a lot of new creators don't understand. A lot of new creators don't understand that the equipment don't make the creator.
Exactly.
I'm in my truck on my phone, bro. I started on my phone, and I still use my phone from time to time. Yeah, I got all the equipment, the studios, all that type of shit now. But, bro, your personality is going to get the job done.
Yeah, I started on my phone, editing, doing everything on my phone. My phone used to be hot, like
Yeah.
scalding hot. I had to put that bitch down. So, yeah, man, just keep doing you and be consistent, man. That's all it is. Be consistent, dog. Shout out to New Orleans, man. I really love it down there, bro.
Appreciate
Bourbon Street,
Bubba
Bourbon
spent
Street,
$2
bro. Oh
on
my
that
God.
super chat. Where's that?
Freeze Pop Bobby with the $5 super chat. Freeze Pop Bobby is hilarious. Dallas will probably win the first game. If not, they understand their season will be over. I mean,
They
Dallas
not gonna
getting
win
their
the
ass
first game.
kicked.
They can't stop the run.
Dallas is
Bro,
getting their
if
ass
I
kicked.
go up in there and we lose,
Dallas getting cooked, bro.
not
I ain't
happening.
playing, bro.
God don't hate me.
Linda,
And then the next day is
Conyers.
my birthday.
We
I'm not
smoking
gonna
them.
tell you happy birthday. Don't even post nothing for your birthday.
Why you say
You know
that?
what? Yo, man, if we lose week 1, Symone, I can't be in it. I can't go to the same game with you no more.
Bro, first of all, I was up in the NFC Championship game. I went to several winning games, so don't even start that. Don't even start that.
You was the NFC championship. Was you there with your
Don't
sister,
start
right?
that. Don't start that. On another note, are you pulling up by yourself? Who you pulling up with?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pulling with the goons.
So that one dude with the red
that
hair.
shit like the Monstars. Yeah, my man Red's gonna be there, and a few more Monstars.
He said the Monstars. You funny.
Pulling with the Monstars, bro. We listen. This Cowboys Eagles banner drop. Everybody going.
All right, I'm gonna see y'all out there then.
Linda.
It's gonna be a
Miss
movie.
Linda
I'm gonna try to
Conyers.
live stream the day.
Sip. We're gonna have a little bit of sip.
It is gonna be a movie out there.
You going? You bringing Dylan? Y'all gonna drink with him? A little sip.
I'm pulling up with the Monstars too.
Okay.
I'm pulling up with the Monstars.
Little Remy on the rocks in the parking lot.
A little Remy on the rocks.
No, I'm ready.
My man Dave, he made me this fire mask, a little face mask, a little half joint. I'm gonna have that joint on.
Dave Dust?
Yeah, he just hit me in here. He told me to check my text. I'm assuming that the bird done went out. The package is out. Hey, bro, I got the whole. Hey, I got an outfit. Not nothing crazy, but I'm put together for this one. I ain't going just the jersey. Yeah, I'm a little put together for this one.
Dry cleaning already done, huh?
Crazy,
Yeah.
my fit.
I'm a little put together for this one.
Y'all funny, man.
Crazy, bro.
Linda with the super chat says you can have Trotter, Barn and Campbell on the field. Okay. Ain't about nothing. Everybody got their own flavor, and I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you at all. Dana Scott with the super chat. Thank you, Dana. She says here, I'm glad I caught it live. I'm glad I caught it live. 3 of my favorites. Sidebar, little boy content creators are fighting. Keep pushing the great content. Excited for the upcoming season. Flag will fly.
They definitely beefing right now.
They definitely beefing out there.
I caught a little bit of it.
They definitely beefing out there. For sure.
My name came up. I was watching one of the streams, right? But my name came up like, bro, this ain't my beef. This ain't my beef.
Bro.
Yeah, they beefing a little bit.
That Michael Parsons, that Michael Parsons situation got them in the tizzy.
They got some internal conflict.
Uh-huh.
Half them boys was running around talking about something they knew within good faith a deal was already done. Then you hit that thing come out, boom! I'm requesting How your own brother don't know what your move is? That's your stepbrother. How your own brother don't know what your move is? That's like one of y'all. Y'all like, damn, LB, I got this going on, it's going down. When hey, just keep it low for me. I'll keep it low, but I know.
Right.
How your own brother don't know your move, bro?
Crazy, man.
Nappy is nappy headed ass. Don't even know what's going on. You know what? All right.
Let's see here.
Everything.
Oh, we got a Cowboys fan in here. Thank you for paying for it, big dog.
Yeah, he paid for it. All right.
Paid for it.
Oh, you just ate up. I missed it.
He said, LB, your music ain't it. Sorry. And Cowboys winning it. This the
winning
thing
what?
about music, Bubba.
Winning what? The Church League? The Church League Championship? What they winning?
What y'all winning? The Fantasy Football Cup? This the thing, Bubba.
The Canadian Cup? What they winning?
My music ain't for people like you, Bubba. My music ain't for a lot of people. My music ain't for people like you who take up all the space in the avatar. My music ain't for people like you, bro. You ain't never been outside. You ain't never seen nothing outside. You ain't never touched no grass. You ain't never touched a woman. You ain't never touched no money. My music ain't for people like you, so you wouldn't get it.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man.
Next super chat.
I think that was the last one. All I've been listening to, all I've been listening to these days has been the Clips, Freddie Gibbs, and Lord Brunson and Benny the Butcher. That's what I've been listening to.
That's all I've been listening to. The same thing in that order. I like Alfredo too. That
Alfredo too.
It just ride. Alfredo too just ride. It just ride. It just ride. Of course, I'm listening to my Summertime Butch.
That enchilada. What? Come on, man.
That's it. That's it right there. That's it right there.
He talking.
Look, somebody said Cookware. Cookware, one of my most streamed songs.
Man,
I ain't mad at it.
I tell you right now, that last project you dropped, man, Broken Crayon Still Color.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
I don't even listen to that no more. I got some new stuff that's already done. I just gotta press the button.
You was talking crazy on there.
When I'm gonna drop it, I don't even know. I might drop it September 4th. You know what I'm saying?
What's September 3rd? You should drop it.
What's the Sonny Lee bar you had on
That's on that song. If you listen close, Jalen Hurts is in the beginning talking.
The Sonny Lee bar. What's that song called? It's called Computers or Art. It's something about
IT
computers.
IT specialist. Yeah.
You say you Sonny Lee with the flips. Is that what you said? You Sonny Lee with
something like that.
I was like, you crazy.
Not something like that.
Something like that, you know.
Nah, man, you tough though, bro. You tough.
Skinny Suge too. What's that? That's a song of Alfredo. You like Skinny Suge too?
Empanadas tough.
No, what's the joint where he talking about church? With the Gators on in church. Is that Empanadas?
He got the other joint. What you talking about? Wait.
I think it's called Empanadas.
What's the matter of fact, I don't know if you remember the Fetty project with him in Currency. That John.
Yeah, I listened to it.
That John crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, I was a little biased on Freddie Gibbs, man, because when him and Benny started going through it, I stopped listening to him.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was like, I ain't listening to Freddie Gibbs.
Lemon Pepper Steppers.
That's my joint right there, yo. Lemon Pepper Steppers is fire.
Yeah. Eric with the super chat says, if JD5 mom's so worried that she need to hurry up and just arrange a marriage for him at this point with the most egregious prenup of all time.
Yeah.
War for the super chat says, y'all see where JD told Saquon they was watching the Eagles Jaguars game at halftime of their own game? Yeah. So they was doing the whole Madden little video and everything, and they was talking about each other ratings, and they was looking at each other highlights. And JD5 was like, yeah, bro, at halftime, one of my guys was like, yo, you see what Saquon did? And Saquon looked at him like, halftime is crazy.
Right. Halftime is crazy. Justice Jettas was like, man, I DM'd you as soon as I saw that. They don't really know. They don't really know Saquon really like an OG to a lot of them young boys. Saquon been around like a good strong 7-8 years.
Saquon a shit talker too on the low. You got to catch him.
Oh yeah.
That was a little bit of a halftime. That was crazy. That's a little bit of a dig.
Yeah, halftime is nuts though, bro. What? Halftime not even that long.
Like, bro, y'all
only got a little bit of time to lock in.
He like, dang, y'all not focused on the game. Y'all worry about me. Oh yeah.
Raekwon album is crazy.
The new clothes, bro. What's the joint with him?
Tough.
The song he got with Benny, Conway, and Westside Gun go crazy. Bro,
I like the joint with Nas too. I don't know why Nas switched that verse on Amerta, whatever it's called. Amerta, the name of the song.
Wait, you talking about the verse he switched on Raekwon album, right?
Yeah, the first verse was crazy.
Yeah.
The second verse was crazy too.
They said he switched it because of the timing with the whole Jim Jones situation. They said he switched it because like he ain't really paying Jim no mind. Yeah. And he was like the verse initially sounded like he was talking to Jim, but the verse was recorded way before the whole Jim Jones situation happened. So he was like, I'm not gonna feed that beast. Hey, Ray, let me change my verse. You know, Nas on Master Pill, he got a whole slate of albums about to come out on the label. Ghostface about to drop.
They all signed to Master Pill?
Yeah, like not Nas right now in the business of like getting the spitters back. You know what I'm saying? Like
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I knew an A&R on Mass Appeal and Nas heard my unreleased project or even the last couple joints, I think I can get a deal on Mass Appeal, bro. I like the music Mass Appeal drop. I like it.
For sure. I
I
think
can fit in on
Dave
Mass
East
Appeal.
was signed to Mass Appeal at one point.
Yeah, he
I
was.
think I think he's independent now and just got a distribution deal with whoever he decided to drop a project with. But Dave East been on a nice run too.
That's the best way to go, bro. That's the best way to go. If you get independent,
and they just get one album distribution deals as you go.
That's the best way to go, bro. Because some of the streaming checks that I got from music, and I'm not even attached to no label or nothing like that. I can just imagine some of the joints they be getting.
Right, man. United Masters is good too. I think that's Steve Stout company. United Masters. It's basically it's like a new label or a new system where you're able to pretty much own art, get more of your money. I think Big X the Plug is signed to United Masters with Steve Stout.
I actually like him.
Yeah, I like Big X.
Big X.
Yeah, the biggest, the largest. Anyway, I think that was our last super chat, y'all. We've been live for about an hour and a half. The content's been electric. Any final words? Anything that we didn't touch on that y'all want to touch on?
No.
Shoot. Go Birds, baby.
Go Birds.
Yeah, man, it's been a phenomenal show, y'all. But again, man, let's just put the cherry on top of this. The Philadelphia Eagles traded Thomas Booker, defensive tackle, to the Raiders for cornerback Quinyon Bennett. And Quinyon Bennett has put up some really good tape. He's had some really good opportunities to get some really good matchups, and he's got the best of them for the most part. Talented brother, 5'11", 195, ran a 4.3 40, has a 40.5-inch vertical. The dude is athletic. He could jump out the gym. He plays bigger than what he is, and he's coming into a situation where he can directly compete for that CB2 spot. So Keely Ringo, Adoree Jackson, even Eli Ricks, watch your cookies. Don't get comfortable because clearly the separation is not distinct between any of those guys. And Howie Roseman and Vic Fangio, you'll clearly see it. So they need to shake something up. And if Quinyon Bennett come in here, pushes Ringo over the top, or pushes Adoree Jackson over the top, or even if Quinyon Bennett ends up winning the job outright, the bottom line is we all know the best player, the best corner will be on the football field. And that's not going to be a question. So make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We appreciate the love. Subscribe to Symone with the Sports. Subscribe to Lord Brunson. Make sure you guys are also subscribed to Chalk It Up Sports. And most importantly, make sure you guys are subscribed to the Linc Up YouTube channel. Smash that like button. You know what it is. It's Symone Stanley. It's Lord Brunson. I'm your guy, Tone DeShields II. It's been the Linc Up, and we out here, y'all.